Hello, I'm Karen Martin, and today I'm joined in the studio by Patrick Reid, National CEO of LASA. Hello, Patrick.
Hello, Karen. Hello, everybody.
Patrick, Federal Parliament resumes tomorrow for the first time this year. With an election on the horizon, this is a really important time for peak bodies like Leading Age Services who advocate on behalf of providers of aged care. So what are some of the big issues you would like to see addressed in this election cycle?
Well, I think there are several big issues that stand out and will impact the industry. I think services provided to older Australians for years to come will be at risk if these things aren't addressed properly now. We're seeing some changes to the aged care financing and funding instrument, which is how the government assess funding. And really the allocation of care needs is based upon that funding. Again, it's exceeded its envelope for the second time in 3 years. And I think the government needs to curb expenditure, absolutely, but it's not that simple. We need to look at what is causing the growth to blow out, but also too, how do we make sure that the two drivers of this we see are addressed? And those are the significant increase in costs of care, and of course the increase in people with higher care needs. And of course with the baby boomers coming online in 2016, turning 70, this is impacting us more and more. I think together these two items are creating a double whammy. And it's just not adequately funded and factored into the department's costing models and forecasting. So it is putting us at risk around what we need to do. And with an ageing population, it's only going to become worse or problematic, more particularly for government as we move forward. And those providers are seeing a decline in revenue. Those who are struggling with the funding or struggling with their own services will find it very difficult to expand and improve services as demand increases.
And what about the ACFA Rural Report?
Yeah, look, rural providers have been under some stress for quite a while, and this report, adequately put together by the Minister and charged to ACFA, is critical to recognising provider needs. And those operating in rural and remote areas have different needs. They have higher costs, additional barriers, and these impact on quality and also access to and for consumers of aged care services. So really I think this report is critical to see that the opportunity for growth in regional areas will be key as we move to the next phase of reform, and that's under the spotlight. So the reform is timely, but it's also critical to services. And
of course there's a new co-designed approach.
Yeah, look, we've been, I think, pretty successful as LASA in getting the government to work on co-design, but it's not just co-design, it's co-production. We need to make sure that there isn't ineffective policy placed upon providers, that it's actually going to work for our advantages and those of our consumers, our clients, to make sure that we are ready to meet demand in ageing, but also too that we see innovation and growth to make aged care sustainable.
And of course, Patrick, workforce continues to be a big challenge.
Yeah, look, I think workforce is one of the key pillars for aged care. It's one of the demand areas that we see being pretty constant. And of course, we need to be flexible in order to deliver services where and when people need them. And really, in that consumer-driven market, the workforce is key. Consumers will want the services when they want them and how they want them. And of course, our workforce is going to be critical to that. It's a key pillar for us. It's a key pillar for the government. And of course, an election year, this year particularly being 2016, both for government and for ourselves, we need to get that message out that workforce has to be dealt with.
And of course, we're living in a consumer-driven market now.
Yeah, look, consumers are key. And really, I think you're going to see, like with taxis, where they've been transformed by Uber and others, consumers will have greater control. And of course, within our industry, it's up to us to make sure that we are providing the products they want. It's important to have that workforce, but also too, supporting policy that helps us meet these new requirements, to make us flexible and nimble to meet those demands, but also too, to allow us to innovate. I think the thing is for us as providers, we have a huge opportunity here to take the destiny in our own hands and really work with consumers to make that happen.
Thank you, Patrick. It is going to be a big year, and from all of us at ACC, we'd like to wish you and everybody at LASA a good year.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks, everyone.